Good afternoon. Welcome to this afternoon's called meeting. Before we begin, I'd like to ask everyone to please bow your head for a moment of silent reflection. Amen. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Minges.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Just as a reminder, our next business meeting is scheduled for next Wednesday, February 5th, 2020 at 2 o'clock.
Thank you.
We have two items on our agenda today. We're actually going to take these in out of order. The first item, we're going to take docket number 2009-84A. This matter concerns certain annual reports.
Mr. Chairman, have a motion in this matter. Item 2 on our agenda, but we're, of course, taking it first. And I have a motion, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I move that the Office of Regulatory Staff e-file amended 2019 Sewerage and Water Telecommunication Annual Reports and the corresponding 2020 Annual Report Notification Letters that are consistent with Commission Orders 2019-706 and 2019-776. The Office of Regulatory Staff submitted an amended Transportation Carrier Annual Report Notification Letter in compliance with these orders on November 21, 2019. And I further move that these revisions to these utility forms follow an equivalent construct to the transportation forms. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, our next item, docket numbers 2019-185 and 186E. This matter concerns petitions for reconsideration and/or limited reading.
Thank you. Commissioner Urban.
Mr. Chairman, as you recall, these are the avoided costs dockets that I had previously recused myself in at the request of several of the intervenors. So I want the record reflect that I did not participate in the briefings or the deliberations on the motion to reconsider, and I'm asked to be excused.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You are excused.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Urban.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Belzer.
The Commission has received petitions to reconsider or rehear our ruling in order number 2019-881A from several parties in the dockets numbers 2019-185E and 2019-186E. 3 petitions were filed from Johnson Development and Solar Business Alliance, jointly filed, the Southern Alliance for Clean Energy and the Coastal Conservation League, jointly filed, and Duke Energy and Energy Carolinas and Duke Energy Progress jointly filed. Johnson Development and the Solar Business Alliance requested reconsideration or rehearing of 6 issues. I'll refer to Johnson Development as JDA, Solar Business Alliance as SBA. The first issue raised by JDA and SBA is the Commission's rejection of the intervener's proposal to add 2 additional energy pricing periods to the DEC standard offer. Mr. Chairman, I think the addition of the 2 pricing periods would add granularity to the pricing and therefore make the result more accurate. I move that we grant reconsideration on this issue and order that the 2 additional pricing periods be added to the DEC standard offer. Further, I move that DEC file an updated tariff reflecting this change within 30 days of the issuance of the final order. The second issue raised by JDA and SBA is the Commission's approval of Duke's proposal to calculate large QF avoided energy rates based on a project-specific production profile. Primarily, this issue is one of transparency. I note that it was not the Commission's intent that a non-transparent rate be established. However, transparency is an important consideration and a significant premise of Act 62. I move that we grant reconsideration and order the Duke companies to prepare and file a tariff that is similar in structure to the standard offer but is to apply to the large QFs. The third issue raised by JDA and SBA, and also raised by SACE and CCL, is the adoption of the ORS recommendation for seasonal allocation weightings. I move that we decline to reconsider our position and maintain the Commission's adoption of ORS Witness ORE's recommended seasonal allocations in Order Number 2019-881A. The fourth issue raised by JDA SBA is the rejection of the intervener's proposal to factor in the cost of an aeroderivative CT unit when calculating the avoided capacity rate. I move to deny reconsideration on this issue, maintaining that the Commission ruling in Order 2019-881A is correct. The fifth issue raised by JDA SBA is to reconsider the Commission ruling, making clear that updated inputs used to calculate large QF avoided cost rates should apply to both the avoided capacity and avoided energy rates. I move that we reconsider to the extent necessary Order Number 2019-81A to require that the most up-to-date inputs be used in the calculation of both the avoided capacity and the avoided energy calculations of large QF avoided cost. The sixth issue raised by JDA SBA is a request for rehearing on the matter of longer than 10 years duration for purchase power agreements. I move that the Commission grant rehearing on this issue. The rehearing should be limited narrowly to the contract duration issue and related additional terms and conditions. Further, all parties wishing to participate in the rehearing process should attend a status conference with Commission staff for the purpose of establishing an appropriate procedural schedule for Commission consideration. Staff is directed to conduct this status conference with the parties within 2 weeks of the date of this directive. The Duke companies, DEC and DEP, have petitioned for reconsideration of our consideration and use of the Power Advisory LLC work product. I note the Commission is entitled to consider the report of the Commissioner's independent third-party consultant. Therefore, I move that we deny reconsideration of this matter. The Duke companies have also sought reconsideration, or perhaps more correctly, clarification of the number to be adopted for the CT fixed charge rate. Our ruling inadvertently referenced a 9.931% figure that was corrected by the witness from the witness stand to 9.831%. The correct figure is 9.831%, and the order should be corrected to reflect that correct figure. In addition to these issues, several interveners suggested in their petitions that this Commission misapprehends or does not understand the risk and benefits of utility-owned generation and third-party-owned renewable generation. We will address this issue in the order, but our ruling appropriately recognizes those risks and benefits and allocates values appropriately. Finally, I move that we request for any party that filed a petition for rehearing or reconsideration to file proposed orders or partial proposed orders consistent with this directive by Friday, February 14th. A full written order of the Commission will then follow. I so move, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Belzer. You've heard Commissioner Belzer's motion. Are there questions or comments? I want to thank Commissioner Belzer for working on this motion, and thank everyone that's worked hard on this whole issue. There are no other questions or comments. All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes our agenda today.
Thank you, Mr. Midges. Nothing else before us. We are adjourned.